Hey everyone, today I would like to discuss with you this fleet of vehicles and heavy equipment for the cost performance management monitoring system, which I have recently created and developed. And this equipment and vehicles are intended for some company who own and operate this type of fleet unit or complement. And it is critical for the construction company to be able to monitor the cost performance and all the disbursements of the budget and all the expenses that has been incurred while operating this fleet of equipment and vehicles. So as I've said, I have developed this system, and this is intended for providing the maintenance managers, fleet maintenance managers who are working in some company, in some industrial plants, in some power plants, or some construction companies, having this type of equipment and vehicles, and incurring some expenses like expenses on fuel and oil, expenses on some spare parts, expenses on in terms of sending this fleet of units to outside shop for some major repairs or some refurbishing or some rehabilitation or spending on some materials that are needed in order for them to be able to operate these equipment or vehicles in good order condition. So I have developed this, and I have this what you call the cost performance management monitoring system, which is comprised of the dashboard and most importantly the database that I have here that have been encoded in the system. So as I've said, this is intended for these maintenance managers that are needing this kind of monitoring system. It is important that you know the managers are able to record uh, and they have some system that they have put in place and maintain the database record in order for them to be able to analyze the actual expenses that have been incurred in maintaining these units. So it is also critical that they are able to, submit some real-time uh, reports to the board, to the upper management, like CEO, COO, or general managers of the company, and they need to understand. They need to, to be informed or in real time the expenses that has been incurred while operating and maintaining these heavy equipment and vehicles. So I have, as you can see in front of you, you can see this is the dashboard that are going to be reported. Why it is important that this this kind of report has to be submitted to the CEO or COO. It is important so that they know what's going on in the operations of this asset and the management of this asset and how much they are incurring in terms of the expenses coming from the budget. So they know what they are expecting and what they are going to do uh, in the future. Whether they are going to add more, asset, whether they're going to dispose some asset because some of these assets are already, consuming excessive expenses, and they're going to, or whether to, refurbish some asset in order for this asset to be back to A1 condition so that they can be utilized properly in the operations. Like in some construction company, they are using this equipment in the construction sites, and very important that they have good equipment that are operating properly, and and in addition, these unit are not spending too excessively in terms of the raw materials, or rather the spare parts and materials, or sending this equipment or vehicle for outside shop for maintenance. So very important that the CEO or the CEO understands what's going on in the operation and maintenance of this asset. Okay, so I have designed this dashboard. This is for the understanding of the board or the CEO, and I have also designed this database right here. I have Actually, I have encoded some information here, some huge list, and this is just some random information, and these are you know dummy records, but important we understand that this is important in order for us to be able to summarize the report and put them into the dashboard and be able to submit real-time reports of this information to the board so that they understand they be you know they be informed and be able to interpret some of the information here much easily. So you have here the dashboard. First, I'm going to get rid of this ribbon so that we'll be able to make it a little bit bigger, and then make it bigger. And I got some switches here, like the database. All I have to do is just click this and go to the database. Here in the database, I got the equipment number, which is the control number for all the equipment and vehicles. Then equipment description or vehicle description. Then I got let's say you got several project sites, like perhaps you have a road construction site, you got a water dam construction site, or a vertical building construction site, and many other construction sites. So here, what I did is I just put it as like project site 1, project site number 2, project site number 3, number 4, something like that. So different kinds of projects that you have also unit complement being operated and maintained in that area or in that site. Then you get the project managers who are, managing the area, and you get the operator or drivers of the vehicles, and you get the job order number, you get dates. All this information is important in order for us to be able to compile some reports. And also, I'm listing down the preventive maintenance actual numbers. Okay, and the work type like PM service, uh, body repair, breakdown repair, electrical work, hot work, major overhaul, PM service, refueling, refurbishing, and you got work description like changing of oil, changing of filter, overhauling, removing and replacing something like some spare parts, some parts. Okay, then very important also that you have to record the consumption or the fuel economy. You have two types of fuel, diesel and gasoline. Gasoline for light vehicle equipment, and diesel for heavy equipment and heavy trucks. Then you also have the man hours that you have to record, okay, stock number, etc. All this record has to be done. What's important in this is the unit price and the total amount. This is the actual expense that we are spending for every time that we are maintaining some vehicles or equipment. Then, okay, these are also the preventive maintenance, preventive maintenance plan that I have also prepared. every equipment has to undergo preventive maintenance, and they are scheduled in 1 year. So from January to December, they have to be scheduled, and also the budget. Okay, this is just random numbers that I have prepared here. Like I have budgeted for the fuel, uh, and oil, materials, outside shop. Outside shop is like, you have some overhauling that you don't have the capability, or you don't have the skills of your workers. Then you have to send it outside for overhauling, like engine overhauling, or injection pump calibration. This type of work, or maybe machining works. Okay, then you have the repair and maintenance labor, some breakdown repairs that your own guys, your own mechanics and auto electrician are doing. Okay, you have to budget that as well, and also the spare parts. So these are the budget that we have prepared. So all of these are recorded here, so that we can have so that we can have all this information transferred to the dashboard, so that you'll be able to analyze the actual expenses. Then how are we going to put the data here? We have the what you call the data entry form here. So this is the data entry form. Going to record all the information here. You're going to encode all the information here and then submit. Then you record another, then you reset, and then you close it. You just cancel it. Right? Just a simple encoding form or entry form. So let's go to the last record. This is a very long record already. So this is the last record. What I'm going to do is for you to appreciate the importance of the data entry, in order for you to be able to record all the information here in the database. I'm going to enter just one information. Let's say, for example, equipment number. Let's say fleet. So I just made this code like fleet, and the numbers, the letters and the numbers, fleet. Okay, FLT means fleet. So let's say I'm going to enter the fleet number 011. Then equipment number is like this is for the dump truck Mitsubishi number 11. And the project site, let's say the project site is project site number 7. So I design it in such a way that we're gonna have a drop down list, easy for us to to just you're just going to select the information from here. You don't have to type every letters of the word, so you just have to select it from here. So let's say the uh, the project manager in charge of the project site number 7 is Archie De La Cruz, for example. Okay, and then maybe the operator or the driver, and this is dump truck, so I call the driver Alan Trevor. Then let's say the job order number is just 001 or 11 or 114. Then the date is let's say uh, today is 22nd of September 2023. So see, I have already prepared all the information here. You just have to just click it. Then the PM actual is just put number 1. Okay. And then what is it's a PM service. So if it is a PM service, then you have to put 1. So to count the actual number of preventive maintenance. Then work description is just maybe you can say change oil, maybe change oil, engine oil, and then okay, when you are doing refueling, then you can add fuel type, whether it's diesel or gasoline, since we are not refueling, so you don't have to do that. Then you can say the man hour is 1 hour, and the stock ID for the equipment is, let's say, that kind of number, or the part number, something like that. Then the we're going to have a, of course, engine oil for the change oil, and we're gonna have the 20W40 already available here. So it would be easy for your data encoder or computer operator to, to encode or to enter all the information here, because they are already designed in such a way that you're having a drop down list. So let's say the cost center is, so you have cost center like fuel oil. This is the expenses. The only expenses will be going to this information, like this cost center, like fuel and oil, materials, miscellaneous, outside shop, rep, repair and maintenance labor, or spare parts. You just say fuel and oil. Then technicians have done this is like say Bert, and then the job title of this guy is like a junior mechanic, for example. And the quantity of the oil, let's say for that dump truck is, let's say, 8 liters, and liters is like 1.2 something dollars. Okay, so no, this is cheaper. I think it's around 20, let's say $25. So 208 liters, $200. So I have already all information there. You just only have to do is just click the submit here, the button, submit. Then it's already here. If LT011 is already here, you just cancel this one. Already here. Okay. Okay, since we have added all the we have added the one information, and you got to go to the dashboard. Then I'm going to the pivot. This pivot table is, this is where we're having you know we're having all the information when we say we're going to monitor the fuel, oil, materials, outside shop, expense, repair, maintenance, labor, spare parts. Uh, you want to make to make a pivot chart out from this pivot table, and you can do that in order for you to only I did not I'm not going to show you how I design, how I prepared the VBA, the coding of the VBA, the Visual Basic Applications. Okay, because what I just want here is for me to be able to, you know, be able to show you the importance, significance of this database maintenance, and the real-time reporting by having this dashboard here. So I'm gonna show you again this one. So I'm going back to the pivot table. Then in order for me to update the record that I have just entered into the database, I'm going to refresh this one, refresh the pivot table, so that the whatever records that I have entered, additional record that I have entered in the database, will be included in the pivot table, and it will be included here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you in order for you to appreciate and be able to analyze, okay, and interpret this information. I'm going to show you how this one works. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it bigger, so that in order for you to be able to, be able to see, okay, everything here. So what I have here is the actual preventive maintenance, number of maintenance actual, the planned preventive maintenance. The actual, the planned preventive maintenance is 429. Then the actual PM that has been done is 192. Then achievement is already 45%. So 192 over 429 is 45%. Okay. The next one is, this is all expenses. Okay. All expenses like materials, spare parts, etc. And this is the budget. This is the actual expenses, all expenses, 13,461,310 over 38,400,000. And that would be 35% of the achievement of the budget. Okay, that is 13 million over 38 million. And then the third one here that I have here is the fuel expense. Very important that we, monitor the fuel expense. And I guess the fuel, the diesel, is the biggest chunk of the budget that you have on, and the actual expense that you have in your operation of your unit, like the vehicles and equipment, like this one, vehicle heavy equipment. So your fuel and oil budget is 10,800,000, but your actual fuel and oil expenses is 7,152,130. That would be 66% achievement. Okay. Okay. Next thing that I'm gonna show you is the expense per cost center. This is the expense per cost center. The one in orange is, this is the plan or the budget, and the actual expense is in blue color. Then you got fuel and oil, the actual expense and budget. Okay. Materials, expense over budget. Outside shop, repairs, repair maintenance, labor, spare parts. Okay. And the next one would be the type of work. So I have recorded here type of work like body paint, breakdown, repair, electrical work, hot work, major overhaul, preventive maintenance service, refueling, refurbishing, and rigging involving cranes. And this one, this chart is, showing you the expense per project. Like the project 3, this is how much they have spent or incurred from their budget. And project 7, these are the amount that they have incurred from their budget. Project 5, etc. All the projects are here. As you can see, the project site number 1 is having the biggest of the chunk from the budget, or the biggest spender of the among the projects sites. Okay. Then another chart is, I'm gonna show you, is this is the preventive maintenance achievement per month. So number of maintenance, very important. Like this one, these are the actual numbers of maintenance. 22 in January. This is per month, PM achievement per month. So February 7, 17 for March, 22 for April, 17 for May, June 13, July 17, 13 August. Okay. These are, you got, maybe you just got lowest in terms of numbers of preventive maintenance during February. Perhaps the reason for this is all the equipment are being utilized, and the construction sites are all busy, and they're not able to release all the equipment or their vehicles for maintenance. So maybe that could be one reason. That's why very important is you have chart, so that you'll be able to interpret. And this one very important in the actual expense, from the cost center, is the fuel expense per month. The orange one is the gasoline, which is a lot, lower compared to diesel. Diesel is the blue one. And if you see here, you have the October, which is the biggest one. Then you got another biggest November, December, and August or September. Okay. So if you are having you can also actually can put the numbers here, label. But I did not put the label here, but actually you can also put the label here. Okay. So depending on you, on how you're going to design your chart. Then here you got technician job count. How many job that one technician has done how many job order that one technician has done. So like, this is year to date achievement. Like, for example, Mike Lam has already done 525. So this is the biggest, the highest in terms of this is the most hardworking guys because he's got more uh, numbers of units. This is just dummy record, and these are just random numbers. So this is not actual numbers because I've only created a dummy numbers, random numbers that I can put in order for us to be able to, just show you, demonstrate to you. Okay, let's say for example, I'm going to uh, take the fuel and oil. Okay, okay, you got 192 over 429.45. Because when you say fuel, that is part of the preventive maintenance. So all actual preventive maintenance are recorded here in the fuel and oil. Then you got materials also. So you can say the actual PM is already zero. And this is fixed because this is the budget or planned PM. And so for the materials, you got, for all expenses, you got 1,140,000. Outside shop, you get 1,025,000 for your outside shop repairs. Like I said earlier, machining, injection pump calibration, or engine overhauling, etc. That you don't have the capability, or rather, you don't have the skill to do it, and you don't have the labor to do it. So what you do is what the maintenance manager does is just send them outside, send the unit outside for the outside shop repair. Okay. Then repair and maintenance labor, this one, you get, see, it changes, spare parts also, 921,000. Okay. So if you can see the fuel and oil expenses is zero, the fuel and oil budget, a random numbers that I have put in the budget is 10,800,000. So zero achievement. So if I'm going to click the fuel and oil here, what happens is you got 7,152,000. This is the actual fuel and oil expenses recorded in the database. Okay. Okay. So say I'm going to make it smaller so that we can see while we're clicking the materials here. You can see the record are changing. This R&M labor also changing, as well as the type of work is changing, or rather updating. Okay, as well as the this one, the expense per project. I'm gonna make it again a little bit smaller. Okay, so if I'm going to fuel and oil, these are the fuel and oil expenses per project. Okay, materials expenses per project. Only 2 project sites have materials. Outside shop. Okay, 2 project sites, and repair and maintenance, several project sites, and spare parts also several project sites. Okay. Okay. So if I'm not going to filter this cost center, okay, then I have all the information here. Let's say I'm going to filter the fuel and oil. See? No, not okay. And materials, okay. There's no fuel expenses in that material, and there's no PM CP per technician also, So these are the thing that you have in terms of the cost center, which I have included in our database. The fuel and oil, materials, outside shop, labor. So every time you click any of this, it will update all the charts. So this is a real-time reporting. Okay. So if you want the CEO to get all this information in order for him to anticipate, to appreciate that you're doing a good performance in your operation and maintenance, then this would be a good information that you're going to give to your CEO. What you do is you just, you just click the share. This is the share here. Just click that one, then share. Okay. Then you have to save to cloud, something like that, you know. So you're going to save it first, okay, and then save it in the OneDrive, and then add a place, OneDrive or business, so that it can be shared with your CEO, COO, or general manager, something like that. So this is good for them. As I've said, this is a good information for them to be able to make a decision whether to add more equipment. Like if the fleet manager is proposing to add more dump truck, to add more bulldozer, the CEO or the board, all the members of the board will decide to approve the acquisition of new asset, or the what you call the capex, capital expenditure. They will approve it if they see whether what the fleet maintenance manager is saying is true, that you really need them. Like for example, the 111 unit is have experienced excessive expenditure, OPEX, operating expenditure, then the maintenance is under the OPEX, then the board of members of the board or the CEO will be able to make an easy decision to add, or to add budget for next year, the following year, and all the decision that they're gonna make, the CEO or the general manager is gonna make, is coming from this analysis. Okay, so it's very important that the managers, the maintenance manager, the engineering maintenance manager, asset maintenance manager, whatever managerial position or role that you call on your maintenance manager, they should be equipped with this system in order for them to be able to analyze and report to the upper management or the CEO for decision making purposes. Okay, so if you want to see in terms of the per unit or per fleet, you just click it here, then you have the information also coming here. Right? Just click this one, another information. Okay, so you can do that also. Now I have this is the slicer that I have added. You can also add different kind of slicer for this thing that I have done. I have included the cost center slicer and have included the equipment number slicer. But I have also included the timeline. Timeline is like the date, okay, the date like January. These are the expenses incurred during the month of January, February, March. Okay, you can do that. You can check how much you are spending in terms of per month. Expenses incurred during the month of January, during the month of February, etc. Okay, actually, you can also analyze it by days, okay, or you can analyze it by quarters, okay. So in this case, you have already 20. I'll make it bigger so that you'll be able to see it. So you have years 2022, 2023, 2024. So per quarter, quarter one, okay, quarter two, okay. Then you can unfilter it right here. So in order for you to be able to analyze, you should have the timeline or the slicer. Okay. Okay. This is the database, and you can go back to that. As I've said, you can enter your information here, then you close it by canceling it, and you can go to the dashboard. You can go to the pivot table that I have created. Yeah, these are the pivot table. All those pivot chart that I have included in the I have placed right here. In this case, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 charts. No, expense per cost center, type of work that has been done, expense per project, PM achievement per month, fuel expense per month, gasoline and diesel. You can add. You can add depending on how which one that you want you prepare to be in the dashboard. So the most important for as for me, when you are maintaining the fleet of vehicles and heavy equipment, fuel I guess is the biggest one of the biggest budget that you're gonna have, or the biggest uh, expense that you're gonna incur while doing the maintenance of your asset. Okay, and also the cost center, fuel, the materials also, of course, and the spare parts. Spare parts. If you're having more, like if you're having more problems in terms of, if you're having problem in terms of breakdowns, unscheduled repair, then you're gonna incur more spare parts and materials. Okay, so spare parts is the one that is, that you're going to fit. You're going to fit in your unit, like pistons, oil seal, spark plugs, injectors, etc. Those are spare parts. But when it comes to materials, it could be a paint materials. It could be a sandpaper. It could be a welding rods that you're using when you're doing welding job, or it could be a oxygen acetylene gas. Those belongs to the materials. Okay, already the fuel and oil. The fuel is the diesel and gasoline, and the oil is the engine oil. It could be the ATF. It could be a power steering fluid. Those are the oil. Okay, so I hope you appreciate what I have done here for you. If you want to access, or if you want to to own one of this design, one of this monitoring system, and then don't hesitate to contact me. I have included my contact number. I have included my email. You just look at the description down below, then you'll be able to access this information. You just what's good is you better send an email to me, so that we'll be able to discuss what's your problem, so that I might be able to. There are lots of guys already who contacted me and already acquired my services on this. One was in Saudi Arabia, one in Qatar, one in Dubai, another one in South Africa, and one in US, one in Canada. And some of these guys are really struggling in terms of having a system that they can utilize in order to make their lives easier. When you have this system, it's easy for you to justify. When you're justifying something, you justify for more men, or for more workers, more mechanic. You just show this information, then you'll be able to, then the CEO will easily approve whatever your proposal would be. Additional manpower, additional auto electrician, you're going to propose to make your workshop a little bit bigger, so that you'll be able to accommodate all the maintenance job or maintenance work that you're going to have in your workshop. Or you're going to propose for CapEx, capital expenditures, for the acquisition of your units. You can also do that just by having this information to your CEO. Unlike if you don't have analysis, you don't have information that you cannot show to your CEO, the CEO will be hesitant in approving whatever your proposal may be. The CEO will be hesitant. So I would suggest that you have some systems, monitoring system or tracking system that you got, just like this one that I have. Okay. Okay. So this is it for today's discussion. I hope you like this information, new information that you have, and I'm gonna upload more video next time. So thank you for watching.